Okay, welcome everyone to the Dan Sports Tips Major League Baseball preview. We're going to start today with the American League, and we're going to run through each of the teams in all of the divisions, talk about my opinion on them for the upcoming year, and maybe put a couple of tips across for some betting, and let's hope we win some money. Okay, on to the American League Central. I'm going to start with my own team. I am a Chicago White Sox fan, and the rotation's great. Chris Sale is legitimate favourite for the Cy Young Award in the American League this year. He's a top-end, top-draw left-handed pitcher. They back that up with the most underrated man in probably baseball when it comes to pitching, Jose Quintana. Another lefty, super consistent, gets the job done. They've got the young guy Carlos Rodon at number 3, another lefty. I mean, they're lining up the left arm power pitchers. And they've got 3 there that if Rodon lives up to the hype, I mean, he's a high draft pick. If he fulfills his potential, then they've got 3 top-end quality starters. What you're going to get from John Danks, what you're going to get from Matt Latos, at this stage, that's a bonus. The bullpen looks solid, but you know, Latos is a project. Danks is an innings eater, and that's it. You know, there was high hopes for Danks a few years ago. He's not necessarily fulfilled what I thought he might do as a pitcher for the White Sox, but you know, such is life. It's not always going to work out. Let's hope Rodon does. We got former Rookie of the Year, Jose Abreu at first base, Todd Frazier at the black hole last year at third base for us. It was a huge problem. You know, he's going to give us production. The retirement of Adam LaRoche is a blessing for this team. He did nothing after signing the big free agent contract last year. It's just a shame he didn't retire a little bit earlier so they could assign those dollars to other players that could have helped. You're going to get a lot of production along with the health issues in the outfield. Can Adam Eaton stay fit? Can Avi Garcia stay fit? Melky Cabrera, he'll do a job, and obviously Austin Jackson's come across from the Cubs across town, so you know, there's depth there if they all stay healthy, and I think they'll be okay in the outfield defensively, and you know, there's some scope for offensive production there. The infield, Brett Laurie and Jimmy Rollins have come in. You know, that adds to the questions that the team needs to answer. The division isn't strong. I mean, it sounds stupid to say that with the reigning World Series champions in it, but it doesn't look a strong division. You know, you could probably make a case for any of the teams. Have the White Sox improved from last year? Yeah, I think they have. Are they good enough? Heart of hearts, no. I struggle to see this team finishing much above 500. If they exceed 81 wins this year, I think that's not a bad effort. They're probably, you know, a couple of years away. They've got questions and holes to answer on the middle infield, even though they've now sorted out third base and catcher. You know, we'll see if what they've done there is going to work out as well. But the White Sox for me are not a team that's going to be winning the American League Central this year. Okay, the Cleveland Indians. There's good and bad to say about this. I mean, the team looks very good at catcher and up the middle with sound defense, and the rotation looks excellent as well. Juan Uribe is going to be playing probably third base. I mean, he's not the best defensive player out there. He does strike out a lot, but does he swing the bat? Yes, he does. When he connects, it goes a long, long way. But this team needed power. Mike Napoli, first base, designated hitter. He's going to add for power for the team as well. They're going to miss Michael Brantley, who is going to be injured at the start of the season. Have they added enough power? They could have spent more money. They could have brought in better options for me, and I'd be concerned they haven't spent enough. I mean, the rotation looks fantastic. They've got 2014 Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber, Carlos Carrasco, you know, Salazar Bauer, Cody Anderson. Looks to me to round out the best 5 top to bottom in the division, and could be up there the top end of the American League when it comes to starting rotations. Difficult to be enthused about the relievers. They've got a lot of pieces in place. The challenge should be sustained. I'd be worried, as I say, that they haven't quite added enough pieces in free agency when the opportunity and players that they could have picked up were there to send this team over the top. Certainly, I'm horrified, if you like, by the price they are for the division. That's too short. If you're going to be betting on this team, you probably want to be doing it outright to win the World Series, which I think they're about 28 to 1 to do. Because if it works out, then they look a legit contender. It certainly is achievable. The Kansas City Royals, the reigning champions, and they haven't lost a great deal from the team that's been to the last two World Series. I mean, obviously they'd won it last year. They lost out the year before in the Fall Classic. Team survives purely by getting on base, hitting at the right time, and playing excellent defence to aid the starters and shorten the game before handing over to an excellent bullpen, which is as good as ever. Herrera, Wade Davis. They've got the bullpen intact. They've got most of the lineup still there. The problem, and this makes me look stupid, I'm aware of this, is that I just can't get excited about the Royals. I couldn't get excited about them last year. I didn't think they'd win the World Series. Couldn't get excited about them the year before when they won the American League and represented them in the World Series again. I'm prepared to be wrong again. I mean, Volquez, Yordano Ventura, Ian Kennedy, Chris Medlin, Chris Young. It's not a rotation of starters that excites me, that I think is good enough. Past Salvador Perez at catcher, Eric Hosmer at first base, Alex Gordon out in left field. I mean, they're all very good baseball players, but I just struggle. I can't. Can they go for a third year to the World Series? I don't think so. Can they win this division again? Yes, they can. Are they any value to do so? Arguably, odds against for a team that's been to the American League, that represented the American League in the World Series the last 2 years. You could say that price is insanity, but it doesn't excite me. I just can't be excited about the Royals. Okay, I mean, the Minnesota Twins, let's look at the positives for this team. I mean, Trevor Plouffe's a good player. Byron Buxton, very exciting in the outfield. Very strong Rookie of the Year contender. And another reason to be excited is they're not going to be starting Ricky Nolasco this year, which can only be a good thing for the Minnesota Twins. The rotation doesn't look good enough. Phil Hughes is slated to be the number one starter. Phil Hughes is not an ace. He's not a number one starter. And you're backing him up with Irvin Santana. I mean, if you like Santana, more power to you, but he's not for me. Kyle Gibson made progress last year. Hopefully for the Twins that continues. Tommy Malone, I mean, he is what he is at this stage. You know what you're going to get from him, and he's not good enough. And Tyler Duffy, it's got to be worth a look at number 5 in the rotation. I mean, they could score some runs. Joe Mauer, first base, isn't the sort of power hitter that you normally look for at a first base. Average. Average is a word I associate with this team. It could end up being the worst in the Central. There isn't a lot to get excited about with them past Byron Buxton. I can't see them being there in September. I certainly don't think they're going to the playoffs. I can't see them contending in the division. But if you're going to put a line through a team in this division, I think the Twins are the one to do. The Detroit Tigers. Now, what an interesting proposition they are. If the heart of this team's lineup, the two Martinezes, Victor and JD, and Miguel Cabrera stay healthy, they've added Justin Upton. If he stays healthy, if he can produce consistently to the level that he has done on occasion in the past, this team is going to be an offensive juggernaut that is going to score a lot of runs. The heart of that lineup, when healthy, is up there with the Blue Jays, and they will score runs if they stay healthy. But particularly Cabrera and Victor Martinez have had their health issues in the past, and that is a big if. The bullpen, has been the Achilles heel of the Detroit Tigers year after year after year, and that looks to be the same this year. I mean, if this team makes it to October, you can almost guarantee that the bullpen will let them down, the relief pitching will blow a game or two, and they will not be winning the World Series. As for the starting rotation, Justin Verlander. Will the real Verlander please stand up? Can he get back to form? There were promising signs at the back end of last season. If he is on his way back, then all of a sudden this team's interesting. Jordan Zimmerman's come across from the Nationals. He's certainly done a good job there for the last few years. Anibal Sanchez is good for a number 3. Mike Pelfrey, He's gonna make some starts. He's gonna eat some innings. He'll win a few games. He's not gonna be, he's not your lights out pitcher that's gonna win you a Cy Young award. But as a number 4 guy, they've got no problem with him. And who knows what they're gonna do at number 5 at the moment? I certainly don't. Health issues have struck this team consistently in the past. However, if they can stay healthy, then this team looks certainly a legit contender for the division and would probably be where I'd want to put my money, I think. I'm prepared to back that they can stay healthy and that they can overhaul the Royals. That certainly at the prices, I think the Detroit Tigers to win the American League Central, there are worse places you could put your money.